we first found the place, I couldn't believe my luck. It is a very, very useful place to film in. Extremely good potential studio facilities, good sheds that can be used as studio spaces, excellent office facilities, larger than I have ever had the privilege of working in. The fact that there is this vast park-like area in which to work is not only emotionally very agreeable, but it has given us the opportunity to pretend that parts of it were Hagley Park, that we were shooting in the centre of Christchurch. We've pretended that we were in Christchurch Hospital. We've been able to dig a swimming pool. We've been able to create an enormous rubble set using the facades of some of the buildings here in a way that simply would not have been possible in any location other than a fully fledged studio and backlot situation. So just a dream to work with. Great.
Templeton's been really, really good to us in terms of being able to have production facilities close to where we're filming, so all those resources are nice and close. We've had lots of extras and lots of people through, and great holding areas for those sort of things, good areas for catering, all those behind the scenes things that really help and make things go really smoothly.
Templeton's been great. We discovered it very late on in the piece. Thought we'd given up on finding anywhere that was big enough or quiet enough. The city is quite noisy as deconstruction and reconstruction's going on. There's always the sound of diggers, concrete being scrunched or traffic noise. So when we found this place, 5 seconds from the airport, 20 minutes from the middle of the city, it was like a godsend really, because we've got room, it's peaceful, it's park-like.
Well, the biggest thing would be the space you have. In studios that I've worked in, both in Auckland and in Wellington, they have sort of been built in the middle of industrial areas, and their room for expansion is very limited. Here you've got the buildings, which are great for offices and things, and then a lot more space for parking and further development if you want to get into studios and things. You've got that space there.
For a first-time place, it's been great. And it's actually been quite surprising in many ways. So this place, very fresh, very raw in terms of, never having anything like this happen here before, has just really been really fantastic.
Second mark B. And mark it. Thank you.
The remoteness is great for us in terms of that you don't have traffic noise, you don't have people coming on to set that shouldn't be here. It's pretty isolated in terms of that, but also close enough to the city that travel's not too much of an issue.
Fantastic in terms of having a costume department where you've got a lot of space. Having space to actually set up your racks, fitting rooms, offices, all that sort of stuff has just made life so easy. So logistically, it's been fantastic.
The environment here offers such a variety of landscapes to capitalise on, based around an environment in which there is studio space and office facilities, and potentially also quite reasonable accommodation for crew. Clearly it needs development, but for my money, what you've got here is, I think, potentially a very, very exciting environment within which to make films and television.
Oh, I think the potential for Templeton is huge. I think if it's built right and thought out as it develops, it could go a long way.
Well, New Zealand is known throughout the world for its gorgeous landscape. Almost all of it is in the South Island. It's got all of the landscape that the world wants, and the open spaces and this incredibly harsh, beautiful light which gives you sharp shadows. And to take advantage of that, everyone comes here and they go, right, we've flown into Christchurch, where do we drive to, where do we go? And they all leave. So I think the potential to actually give them a reason to stay in Christchurch and then dive out to Oamaru, Timaru, Invercargill, and the whole Southern Alps and all those astounding places around Alexandra. Some beautiful places, all with a very short drive from here, and as a base for them to decamp for a couple of days and then come back to Christchurch. I think it's a great idea. It's the middle of the South Island.
Well, the potential's pretty much unlimited because of the size. You've got acres and acres of room, and so you've got opportunity for studio space, but you've also got opportunity for exterior sets as well. We've put in earthquake stuff, exterior streets, there's lots of road and stuff like that, so you can have a lot of car stuff here, which is great, and then you don't have lockdown issues. So it's pretty much, you could do what you wanted to in terms of exterior things, and then warehouse spaces and stuff to put in studio, interior sets, it's all here, so you've got all those options as well.